Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Getting Dirty Off-Road channel. Got some more of this cop car demo car. This is the one that they beat against the concrete here at the local show. The kid decided, well, let's keep it around and see if we can fix it. So that's what we're gonna do. Right now it's November. This car, we're planning to go back to Nebraska. That damn demolition derby, Trenton, Nebraska. So that's in May, Memorial Weekend specifically. We better get started now so we can make sure that we at least fail in style if we fail. So we want to get this out there. We're going to start making repairs today, and hopefully throughout the winter we will have it ready to go. So there's a list about that long we're going to go through, and we're going to make sure it fits their rules, and we're going to see what we can do to bend them back out. Frame rails, I mean, not the rules. You know, we like to try to stick right to the rules that are put out. Then we don't have any complications getting through the inspection and feeling good about our runs. So we'll begin this one probably over here somewhere. We'll see how far this video goes, how many of these videos there will be before we crash it again. So stick with us. Alrighty, so one thing we've got to address for certain is this oil filter housing. It took some damage off from the bolts that hold that idler arm in the steering component, broke it, sprayed oil. Now luckily it didn't lock up, but we're gonna have to take care of that. So I've got me a pan here. Just gonna set it right there underneath. I would think that it's going to be a whole lot easier to spin the oil filter off before we mess around with that housing. And now we can just spin this filter off. Yep, we can just spin that off. Okay, now we can just spin this oil filter off. Oh boy, that guy was tight. Hey, you guys want to know how old this wrench is? I'm not sure where it was sold. It's made in Korea, but it was $1.28. That should give you a little bit of a timeline there. Found that in the old truck, the old Floyd. You'll see that. Oh boy, I just seen some water come out of that. It's not a good sign. Never. Oh yeah, that's bad. And we pretty well have it covered. So maybe it's gotten in there through the broken housing. We have had some crazy sideways rain and such, but hopefully it was just right there. Anywho's, we'll begin to move into the oil filter housing. So now we'll start taking this oil filter housing off. I think it's got 3 bolts in it. And I know that this is really weird, but I brought the wrong size wrench. Pretty weird, huh? Let's try this one. I think it'll work. Can't believe that would be metric. This thing's like a 70 something 500 Cadillac. But anyways, there's the first bolt. Alrighty. This next one isn't easy for you guys to see because of this hose. There's one right behind it. There's bolt number 2. So there's the third bolt. It does look like there's a fourth one over there. Alrighty, so looking right down there, you can see the end of that bolt. That, with the kink of the frame, that's what broke the oil filter housing. So that's why we're taking that off. I believe there's only one bolt left, so let's get to it. It's bolt number 4. I just felt around, there is another one down below. Okay, so down here in a crazy spot on the bottom, now we should have the last one. That's number 5. And it should be the last one. Alrighty, gonna use my little tapper here and see if I can get anywhere with it. We might have. Oh shoot! That is also an oil pump. How about that? I did not realize that this housing was also an oil pump. So this shaft that runs from the distributor, spins your gears, pumps your oil, does your whatnots and yeehaws and blah blahs, and well, it doesn't do so good when there's a hole in it right there. So now that we've got it off, we know what we're doing here. Well, no, we don't, but we're gonna do it anyway. We do know where there's one of these sitting over in a junkyard. If I have to order one, maybe I'll do that, but we've got to replace this due to that. We need to make some repairs to that frame first. So we'll get that taken care of before we put one of these back. Alrighty, well, we're waiting on that other piece and straightening up the frame rail. I think I might go ahead and take that carburetor off for the winter time. Pack some rags in there, put a cover on it, wrap it, put the carburetor back in the shop. So there's the wing nut, and then we'll just pull the lid off like that. Now we'll take this filter out, which I think we're probably gonna have to get a new filter because that guy is pretty well shot. Alrighty, I gave up last night. Got dark, a little cool, hungry. Decided I'd finish. Well, not finish, but come back to it today. So, let's take the bottom of this air filtre housing off. Now we can get into the rest of it, taken apart and such. So now we'll pull this vacuum line off, which is just from the PCV there in the valve cover. Pull that off the carburetor so that we can continue onward. Alrighty, so now I'm going to take off this hand throttle that we've got wired in here. Just a piece of wire. Just bend it out of the way and take it out of the loop. Lay it over there to the side. So that's good. Alrighty, now we will take this throttle cable off, and this one actually broke the cable right in half, so we're going to take the junker piece out here. And if you haven't guessed by now, it's windy. I know that's weird. Yeah, so it's broke, it's done, it's garbage. So I want to keep some of this clamp stuff down here, so I'll just take this bolt that holds that cable out of that bracket tree, and then we can figure something out later. Well, maybe. It's spinning on the backside. What do we got here? Yeah, it's just spinning that clamp on the backside. So, it'd help if I had the right size wrench. But you guys know that I can't do that. Ever. Something about math, kids. It's important. Stick with it. Stay in school. Okay, so we got that part of it off. That seems like it's part of the cable system. Yeah, see, it's a whole bracket that's part of the cable itself, so that's okay. Alrighty, so now we'll take this throttle cable, what's left of it, off this firewall. So there's the broken garbage that is just that, garbage. Alrighty, so we'll make our way around the back. There's a vacuum line to the brake booster. We'll get that off. And we'll just kind of tuck it to the side right there. That's out of the way now. Alrighty, let's take this fuel line off now. That's out of the way. Good to go. Alrighty, so now the only thing left in the way is we have this little wire from the choke down to a bolt here on the intake manifold, just to hold the choke open. There we are. Now I'm just going to leave that on the carburetor so that we remember what we did last time. Alrighty, might as well get the bolts out of it and take it off. Oh, that one's packed with a little bit of mud. That's weird. There we go. There's one of them. There's a number 2. And the third one. Well, it's getting dark on me, so it must be 5:30, I guess. Man, I don't know who's getting it over there, but it's been getting it for a little while now. Kind of jealous. Maybe I should respond. No, too much to do. Well, there's the 4th one. So, that's it. Pull this guy off from there. Take that back to the shop. We can save on it for the winter. Alrighty, so I like to just stuff a little shop rag down into the intake before I cover it. I don't know if it helps or not, but I think it will collect any moisture that might find its way down there. I don't know. I just do it. And actually, I might have to cut it up just a little bit, I think. Well, that might work like that. That'll do. Alrighty, I got some rubber strips and a metal plate here that we can stick on this thing. And that is going to keep the moisture from getting into the engine while we're in storage for the winter time. Well, it's the next day, obviously. Got tired, got dark. You guys know how it is. Set that piece of rubber in there. Now there's 3 pieces that go underneath of this plate. I just want to set them up so that it seals it when we bolt her down. Alrighty, and then this last piece goes on there. And they all just kind of line up. And then this plate right here just lays on top of that. Looks like the holes are going to line up, so there we go. Okay, Let's start getting these bolts put back in there. How about it? Gee. There's one of them. I thought maybe I'd have to put some spacers between the bolt and the plate, but I think that's screw all the way in there, so that's good. Alrighty, got a second one in there. Bolty, bolty, bolty. Oh, maybe it's not gonna fit just right. Wow. Looks like my holes are just a little bit off on this one. Now, it was on a Mopar, and it's close, but it's probably no cigar. Maybe it's just this one corner. Yep, looks like it's just gonna be this one corner, so maybe I'll have to caress it just a little bit. That's okay. That's okay. We got a third one in over here. We'll just caress this corner just a little bit, and then it should go. For funds, let's just turn this thing around in circles just to make sure. Well, it's clearly not that way. And it's still not that way either, so we're gonna have to caress that corner just a little bit. Okay. So we'll get a little something to make that happy, and then it will be just fine. Okay, it is time to massage. Probably should have took it in the shop, but live dangerous. Good enough. Oh, I was afraid of that going down there. Dang it. There we go. That's better. Okay. We're definitely gonna make it in there now. As long as I can get this rubber piece out of the way. Looks like they're all kind of made it up, so that's good. Alrighty. Sealed up. Good enough. Alrighty, I think I'll pull these battery cables out for the winter time. We're gonna be doing some rebuilding on this thing, so move some stuff around, put it back later, you know. Doesn't make any sense, but that's what I'm gonna do. It's kind of my platform, I think. Ooh, that was tight. Okay, so right there we've got this end of the ground off. Alrighty. We'll take this ground cable from the battery now, which we have a ground wire over to the fuel pump that we'll take off from it first here. That's out of the way now. Alrighty, we'll get this cable out of here. There you have it. So go throw this in storage or another car or whatever, I don't know, but we'll get it out of our way here. Alrighty, so now over here on this positive cable, got all of our wires, power wires we need for switches and buttons. So we get those taken off from there. So there's one of them for something. And here's another one to something. And that looks like the last one there. So that part of the cable is now free. Alrighty. So we're going to take it off from the starter over there now and then pull it back out of here. Alrighty, got it off from the starter. And there it is. Alright, now I'm going to pull out this ignition wire right here. Maybe when I go get the right wrench, eh? Yeah, the wrench couldn't be found, but I got a nut driver, so all is well. Alrighty, so we've got that little nut out from there. Okay, it got dark on me again. That's weird. So along with that little nut is a little flat washer that holds it on there. Well, the snow has caught up with us. I know that's weird. It's only December. So we may have to be making room inside if we're going to continue forth here and be ready for Memorial Weekend. However, got this sign up here. It's helping out. So right now we're just going to go ahead and take this ignition wire off from the coil. Yeah, we probably should have done that already, but there we go. Okay, now I set my little washer and nut right about there, and then it snowed. Dang it. Did I tell anybody how much I hate winter? I do. I used to think it's cool, but now I don't. Well, luckily they froze down to the hood and I was able to find them and not lose them. That's weird. Okay, so we'll stick this little washer back on that post so we don't lose it. Alrighty, so grab this little nut now, give it a little warm up, then we can put it back on this coil just like that. Okay, got some zip ties back here now. Got that. Alrighty, it did warm up a little bit today. It melted some snow. We were doing other things though. So real quick, looks like I got another zip tie over here. Okay, there is that one. Alrighty, so I've taken the ignition wire from the coil back inside, and I've taken it off from our little ceramic resistor piece here. So now I just took that off from there, and I'll go put this with the rest of the stuff and hide it for a little while. Well, I think a decision has been made. And you can see we're kinked so hard that we're folded over and pushed back beside this frame section here. That's right at the end of the steering box on this side. And then over here on this side, we're similar but not the same, in front of the A-arm. So the decision has been made, and I have called ahead to the promoters of that damn derby where we're gonna take this car, and they told us it'd be alright if we cut this in front of the A-arms, weld in section, as long as we butt weld, we don't brace, we don't plate. So we've still got that black car sitting around here because we haven't taken it back yet, but it's still over there, and its frame sections are still straight enough or straighter than this one. So the kid actually came up with it. Let's chop these off, weld those ones in. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, in order to do that, we need to take some stuff like that steering stabilizer, that steering box, a couple of other random little things off from those before we slice them off from there and get rid of them. So that's what we're trying to do now. So I'm going to start out with this stabilizer arm, and if you guys noticed, some point at the getting pinched against the wall, this idler here, she actually flipped all the way around backwards, so all this steering linkage is backwards. So we need to straighten that up anyways. And wouldn't you know it, I brought the wrong wrench. I know that's weird. Metric, weird. Good thing I brought one. Oh boy, she's tight. Yeah, I'm just being a sissy. Well, I was kind of worried about the bolt turning inside of the frame. The bad thing is the frame is pinched where I can't get to it. Yeah, I can't even see it in there. So I guess we'll probably have to liquid wrench that off. What do you say on this bottom one? Maybe. Probably not. Dang it. Nope. That's a no-go. Okay. Since we can't do that right now, we've got this piece of all thread that goes down through and holds the support in the hood, and it's down into the frame right there where that spacer pipe is, where we needs to yeah, get that off from that frame too, but it's welded on that end, which is okay. We'll just go up here and take the all thread out of the nut that's welded on, and that'll be cleared. Maybe. We'll see. Alrighty, let's try it like this. Now the end of this is still boogered up from hitting it with the cutting torch to chop the extra off. So now the nut's into that, we should be able to twist the whole piece out. And there we have it. And the spacer. So we'll hang on to these so when we put the other piece back in, we can reuse them. Oh, that was smart. And we're only losing one nut doing it this way. Well, in case you didn't notice, the wind's blowing. Anyways, how cool is that? Yeah, you know, just messing around a little bit here, but another trailer, you know, because we have so many bad habits, we just had to buy another trailer to put on the other side of the state with the kids, actually. They're supposed to be sharing it, but we know how that's gonna go. Anyways, on this car here, I'm gonna have to close out this video. What we've done is we did get the rails cut. Now we have the other one cut. Let's see where. Yeah, it's in there with this pile of random metal. This is pretty much the majority. I guess it's all the metal that was in that car that we just junked out. That's another video that you'll see, but this video we were just doing random silly stuff. We were supposed to be doing that oil filter housing, which actually turns out on this Cadillac engine is the oil pump. But before we try to get another one stuck in there, we need to get these frame rails fixed up. So our son showed up this weekend and he's wanting to work on it. So he was working on taking the steering components off from what was left. Got the steering box out over there. He's actually got that one cut kind of back where it needs to be. It probably needs a little heat and straightened up a little bit. Last night he was trying to throw the heat in here, use the come along in the skid steer to get it straightened up, at least so that he can cut it off better. But we ran out of oxygen, so that pretty much shut her down. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna take this with him back over the other side of the state, maybe even down into Colorado, down to where he's working, and it's gonna get some heat on there, get them straightened up, get them cleaned up, get the piece out of that town car welded in there so we can get all these steering components put back on and crash it again, basically. So I know this video was kind of random, silly, and a lot of stupid, but I was bored on those clips I actually made, so you know, that's how she goes. So anyways, the wind has pumped the brakes just, no it didn't, never mind, sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and close this video here. If we catch up with this car again, we could probably throw another one for getting it ready for whatever. But you know, this summer is gonna be busy. He's graduating next week, actually, which by the time you see this will already happen, I guess. But we're gonna help him move and all that. We're trying to get ready for a power tour thing. He's itching to do the demo stuff, so got a lot to do this summer. So anyways, if you managed to sit there this long, I appreciate you. Enjoy you guys leaving us comments. I'm liking it. The new subscribers, I appreciate you coming on. Thanks for following us. So with that being said, you guys know what to do if you want to follow along and see what happens. Awkward silence, had to wait for traffic. It's like a dang interstate here, even though it's a side county road, but you know, that's how she goes. So, till next time, I'll catch you guys later.